Hey lovelies, today we're going to be talking about monomers. So I pulled out all the monomers I have and we're going to be discussing smell, dry times, some of my favorites, and one of the most important topics of all, MMA. So if you're interested, keep watching. The first monomer I'm going to be testing is Sherry Slow Set Odorless Monomer. The way I'm going to do this video, I'm going to do all the swatches in the beginning and then I'm going to do the soak offs at the end of the video. So this is an odorless monomer. When they say odorless, it doesn't mean it doesn't smell like anything. It just doesn't smell like monomer. This still has a smell to it, kind of like a chemically, that's not a word. It smells like chemicals, but it doesn't smell like monomer. The smell does go away pretty quickly in a well ventilated area, but it still has a smell to it. Again, it just doesn't smell like monomer. The thing with this monomer is it's very slow setting, so you have to work a little bit drier and you have to work a little bit slower. So you can still create your designs, but you kind of have to wait for the layer underneath to kind of dry a little bit before you move on. The second monomer I'm using is Mia's Secret Fusion UV LED monomer, and it says it's odorless, and just like I said before, it does smell, it just doesn't smell like monomer. This one kind of has like a more fragrant sweetness to it, and this needs to be cured in the UV LED lamp. You can't cure any other way, you have to put it in the lamp. And again, you want to work a little bit drier with this monomer as well, just because you have to cure it in the lamp. When I was first starting out, this was one of my favorite monomers because I couldn't stand the smell and I had to learn how to get the smell out of my house. I will link that video in the cards above, the reduced monomer smell. I'll link that in the cards above. This monomer that I'm doing now is Enel Couture, and it's supposed to smell like cotton candy. I didn't smell it. It just had a really strong monomer odor to me, and the smell kind of lingers in your house for a while. It is pretty fast set, so if you're more advanced, I would definitely recommend this monomer, but it does not smell like cotton candy in my opinion. This is a monomer I got a while ago, kind of when I first started from the beauty supply store. So I did get this whole thing for $8, and 8 ounces of monomer should cost a little bit more than $8 in my opinion. So this smells extremely strong and it dries extremely fast. Whenever I used to use this, I don't use it anymore, but when I used to use this, like my house would smell for hours after. So just be careful of when you're going to the beauty supply and they're filling those containers, you really don't know what's in it. Some of those containers do have the ingredients, but it might not be what's actually in it. So be careful with that. This one is by Young Nails. This is one of my favorites. It's I think the smell of it's not strong. It's regular to me. It's not really strong, and it's definitely not a low odor. It is a medium set. And then the smell lingers for a little while. So maybe about 45 minutes to an hour after you're done working in a well-ventilated area, you still kind of smell it for a little bit. And again, definitely check out the video of the reduced monomer smell because I give a lot of tips in that video, as well as how to dispose of your napkins or whatever you're using while you're working with the monomer. This one is one of my favorites because I am able to use it with multiple different types of acrylic. And I do want to mention the acrylic, the clear acrylic I'm using is Young Nails Core Clear. I'm using that for all of the swatches. This monomer was one of the ones I used to use a lot in the beginning as well. This is Mia's Secret, and it was kind of cheaper, so that's why I got it. This stuff is strong. This is one of the strongest smelling monomers that I have outside of the one I got from the beauty supply. But this one has a very strong smell and it lingers for a while as well, like a couple hours after you're done. It sets a little bit faster than I would say the Young Nails one, but not anything too drastic. So again, this is what I used to use in the beginning and I never reach for it anymore. I do have a little bit left, so I do eventually have to finish it. This next one is by Eden's Rose, and this one is another one of my favorites. It's a medium odor, meaning it doesn't have that strong smell, and it's definitely not low odor in my opinion, but it once you're done and you're in a well ventilated area, I keep saying that, but it's important. About 10 minutes after you're done working, you don't smell the monomer anymore. So when I say medium odor, the smell definitely doesn't linger. And when you're working with it, it's not overpowering at all. And this is another monomer that works great with different types of acrylic powder. And the last one I'm going to be talking about is Not Polish. So this one is one of my favorites as well. So my three favorites are the Young Nails, the Eden's Rose, and this Not Polish. This one by Not Polish. The smell does not linger, and it is more of a faster set. The Young Nails and the Eden's Rose, in my opinion, is more of a medium set. This Not Polish is, I think it sets just a little bit faster, but nothing too drastic. And again, the smell doesn't linger more than 10-15 minutes after you're done working. You can go back into your area or your house, however you work, and your house doesn't smell of monomer very long. But always make sure you're working in a well ventilated area. You don't want to work with monomer with your windows closed. So I did all the swatches. They are all dry. I'm going to soak them all off in acetone. I left all the swatches in the acetone for about 10 minutes. And the purpose of this is to show kind of how your soak off should look. We've all discussed or heard about MMA and the risk of using MMA. I will touch on that in a few moments. But the way your soak off should look, it should be flaky. It should come off. After 10 minutes of soaking, you should be able to get a good amount of that acrylic off of your nail or your client's nail or what have you. The first one that I scraped was the Sherry, and I'm doing them in order that I swatched. And the second one is the Mia Secret Fusion UV LED odorless monomer. And you can see that I do have to put pressure. It's just awkward using these swatch sticks, but you can see a good amount of the product is coming off. If I were to put more pressure, I would have broke the swatch sticks, so I had to be careful as well not to put too much pressure as to break them. This third one is the Enel Couture, and this is their cotton candy one. So you can see that I am able, once I start to put that pressure, I'm able to get a good amount of that acrylic off, and it is flaky and it's not sticky or like gummy when it's coming off. So you can see that it's flaky. So I'm just trying to get it off my cuticle pusher. And then I'm going to move on to the one that I got from the beauty supply store. So this one's a little bit questionable. Not too much of it came off. It was slightly sticky, but my red flag is it was soaking as long as everything else. And I'm not able to get much of that product off of that swatch stick. So those are kind of the characteristics of MMA. It's very slow to soak off. It takes forever. It's sticky. So you could be soaking for about 45 minutes to an hour and still have product on your nails. The problem with that is MMA hardens so much that it's very difficult to soak off. And the reason that it's a problem that it hardens so much is you still want a little bit of flexibility. Like if you hit your nail on something, you don't want to run the risk of ripping your nail off the nail plate. The swatch I just did was Young Nails, and you can see how that one was a little flaky as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into the Mia Secret. But definitely when you're trying out products, I would definitely just do a swatch and do a soak off test. I do have two other brands that I have soaked off before, and to me they had MMA characteristics. I will link those videos in the cards above for you so you can check them out and just make your own decisions as to what you're buying. Another red flag for me is always the price of something. Like I said about the one from the beauty supply, 8 ounces of monomer should not cost $8. It definitely should cost more. So the soak off I'm doing now is Eden Rose, and you can see that I broke the swatch stick, or the acetone kind of ate through the plastic of the swatch stick. So I had to grab, what are those things? The curve things, your C-curve nail pinchers, and hold that. But you can see that a lot of product was coming off and that it was flaky as well. So the last one I'm going to be doing is not polish, and you can see how that's coming off as well. So the only one that was kind of questionable to me was the one from the beauty supply store. I really don't know what's in there. It was already in that container when I bought it, so I would not suggest buying that. I mean, I wouldn't suggest buying something that has been put into a different bottle outside of the original container. I also want to say that MMA is dangerous, not just to the people that are wearing it. It's dangerous to breathe that stuff in. It can affect your respiratory system as well. I'm making this video just, you know, kind of as an educational thing. I know that everyone wants to go cheaper, especially when you're beginning, but it's not safe to just go cheaper. You run the risk of damaging your nails permanently, getting contact dermatitis, which doesn't go away. Or if you're doing someone else's nails, you can injure them as well, and then they can come back and sue you. So definitely when you're testing out monomers, there's a lot of things to consider. To me, the most important thing is this safe? And MMA is not safe. It's illegal for a reason. I know they use it for your teeth, for dental implants, but you kind of want your teeth to be strong, but you kind of don't want your nails to be that strong, because you do run the risk of ripping off your whole nail bed if you hit it on something. So you guys, definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I did tell you some of my favorites. For the Eden's Rose and for the Young Nails, I do have a discount code in my description box as well, so you can save a little bit of money, but definitely just be very careful when you're picking out your monomer. If you have any additional questions for me, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll either address them in another video or address you directly. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I will see everyone again soon for another video.